Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris Davis, and today we're going to do a movie review. This one will be for the Watchmen movie that was made in 2009. So I want to emphasize it's not the TV series on HBO Max. This is the movie that came out in 2009, and it is on HBO Max. I want to apologize for not uploading a video last Monday. This week has been very hectic, but we'll see if I can upload another video tomorrow. If I can't, we'll definitely be back on schedule next week. But with that being said, let's hop into the review. So, Watchmen 2009. So, what did I think of this film? I thought it was all right. It wasn't spectacular, but it wasn't awful. The movie was all right. It's a long movie, it's like 3 hours. But I wouldn't watch it again. But it still has some parts of it that I like. So in this movie, there's six characters. Well, it's about the Watchmen, and the Watchmen consist of six characters. So we have Night Owl, Rorschach, Silk Spectre, Doctor Manhattan, Comedian, and Ozymandias. So six superheroes, and together they form the Watchmen. Oh, hold on. Did I forget one? Hold on. I think I forgot someone. So let me do it again. So Night Owl, Silk Spectre, Rorschach, Comedian, Ozymandias, Dr. Manhattan. Okay. If I missed one, you guys can correct me in the comics, but I believe I got all of them. I checked twice. So this film is about the Watchmen and in this film, like they're a superhero team, but they're not really working together anymore. Not really. They start to work together, but that comes on much later on in the film. Really, what this film is mainly about is one of them has been killed, the comedian, and Rorschach is trying to figure out who killed the comedian. The comedian, through his entire like superhero career, has made a lot of enemies, and so Rorschach is trying to figure out who killed him and why. Now, other things going on in this movie is the setting is the 1950s, so that's during like the Cold War. U.S. and Russia are in a war with each other, and like the belief is like in real life, if those two countries release their nukes, it'll be mutual destruction and end of the world. And so you have Ozymandias and Dr. Manhattan working together to get the world off of fossil fuels and use renewable energy to try to mitigate the issues between the United States and Russia. That's supposedly what they're doing. And I'll get to that later on in the video. Also, in this film, being a superhero is outlawed. It's outlawed, and the only superhero that's really doing like the really doing superhero war is Rorschach, but he's always on the run. He's the vigilante. Pretty much every hero has either like was forced into retirement or well, yeah, most of the heroes were forced into retirement and they're doing other things. Rorschach is the only one who is continuing to be like a superhero, even though it's outlawed. Parts that I liked in this film, of course, I like the action. I like the action with Night Owl, Spectre, Rorschach. Rorschach really gave me that Batman vibe, even though I was really expecting that from Night Owl, and I did get that Batman vibe from Night Owl too. But Rorschach did all the scare tactics, the intimidation, the beating up the criminals like in the streets. Night Owl gave me the Batman vibes because he has like a hero sanctum like in his basement, and he has like a ship. It doesn't look like the Bat wing or the Bat plane, but it gives you those vibes because he has the cape and he's a nocturnal. His hero is based off of a nocturnal animal like Batman. So I get Batman vibes from Rorschach and Night Owl. So those were some good parts of the movie. Another part of the movie I found interesting was Silk Spectre. So Silk Spectre, in the beginning of this film, she's married to Doctor Manhattan, but she leaves Doctor Manhattan because Doctor Manhattan is this deity-like hero that can see time in different ways, can see the universe in a different way, but he has trouble relating to people, and that forces his like wife to become detached from him and go to Night Owl and hook up with him because he gives her the affection that she desires, that she's not getting from Dr. Manhattan. And then that forces Dr. Manhattan to go on this thing to where he's going to destroy the earth because he has no connection to it anymore. Silk Spectre was the connection, but she forces him to see reality and forces him not to destroy the earth. Not forces him, persuades him to not destroy the earth because Dr. Manhattan is the most powerful being like in this movie. The next part in this film, Ozymandias, uh, as I mentioned earlier, him and Dr. Manhattan were working together supposedly to um, get the world off of fossil fuel and have renewable energy. Well, Dr. Manhattan believed that that's what they were working on, but Ozymandias tricked him. That's not why Ozymandias was working with Dr. Manhattan. Really, Ozymandias wanted Dr. Manhattan's powers like for himself. And so he could stop the conflict between like the United States and Russia because if like in real life if those two like went to war it'd be mutual destruction, world destruction. And so he's trying to prevent that. And then you're thinking, okay, what's so bad about that? Sounds like a good thing. Well, again, it goes back to this saying, it's not about what you do, it's all about how you do it. And even though Ozymandias has a good goal of like stopping like a nuclear war, just the way he goes about it is all wrong. Gives Dr. Manhattan's ex girlfriend cancer, making Dr. Manhattan believe that like whoever he was like close to, they got cancer. Ozymandias framed Dr. Manhattan for killing like millions of people on the United States Eastern Board. And Dr. Manhattan was about to kill Ozymandias, but Ozymandias turned on like the television and showed him that the United States and Russia stopped fighting and they're at peace with each other, and they are at peace with each other because they have a one common enemy, and that's Dr. Manhattan. Even though Dr. Manhattan didn't kill all those people and Ozymandias was responsible, the whole world believes it was Dr. Manhattan because Ozymandias used Dr. Manhattan's energy in order to do it. Also, for that, Ozymandias killed all of his business partners um, to make this goal reality. So Ozymandias is someone who believes that like the ends justify the means. He believes that just because I'm doing something good or I'm trying to make a good outcome, that means every other like every decision I make, no matter how bad it is, it's okay because I'm trying to stop the United States and Russia from going to war. And that's ridiculous. Like you gave someone cancer, you killed your own business partners and research scientists working under you. You killed millions of people. So the United States and Russia could stop fighting each other and they can have one common enemy. And that one common enemy is Dr. Manhattan. So you wanting to stop like a nuclear war doesn't give you permission to do all of that. If that's what you believe in, then fine. Don't let Dr. Manhattan take the fall for this. You take the fall for it. Oh, you won't take the fall for it because if you do, you either be executed or put in jail for the rest of your life. So that's how we know your whole like idea is flawed. Yes, you have like the United States and Russia working together to defeat a common enemy. That's Dr. Manhattan. But they're only doing that because they believe that he's responsible for killing millions of people on the east coast of the United States. Um, the real person who did it is Ozymandias. And if he really believes in that, then why doesn't he have those two countries? Why doesn't he tell those two countries in the whole world the truth that he was responsible and have the whole world united against him? He won't do it because he won't survive. He'll lose all his business assets, he'll lose his whole life. And so that's how you know that he's full of it. So, and Rorschach even like sees that, and he's not going to go along with, okay, the world's are united, even though you killed a bunch of people. It's okay as long as you brought the U.S. and Russia together. So it's fine that you killed millions of people and that you gave Dr. Manhattan's ex like cancer, and you killed the research scientists, and you killed your business partners. Yeah, that's all cool. Even though you did all that, look at the result. The United States and Russia are working together, so everything you did was okay. So Rorschach is like, nah, I'm not gonna go along with this. I'm gonna tell the truth, and the only way you guys can stop me is if you kill me. And then Doctor Manhattan, um, he doesn't see Rorschach's point in it, even though they could just say, tell the people Ozymandias is responsible, and they have all the evidence. They, for some reason, for the sake of the story, they don't go along. They go along with Ozymandias what he wants, and Rorschach is killed by Doctor Manhattan, and that's really where like the film ends. So overall, the movie was all right. Gave me some things to think about. The ends justify the means, kind of argument, kind of thing. So overall, interesting film. So that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button and subscribe. Share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.